It's great to have you on. And I do want to get your thoughts on this report on stablecoins and whether the fact that we do have some guidelines from regulators now about where this could potentially go is going to add some lift or some certainty to an emerging asset class.
Yeah, I think the stablecoin report represents a great step for the industry. We are absolutely thrilled to be asked to participate. And I think it represents like an optimal way to approach regulation and guidance here. The regulator asked for feedback from the industry. They formed their opinions, and they provided clear and transparent thought processes and guidance. My takeaway from the whole thing was that the President Working Group is not looking to stifle innovation or prevent the adoption, but rather they're trying to potentially plug any regulatory gaps to add additional regulatory oversight as well as participation protection in order to, I think, allow for more rapid adoption over the course of time.
Yeah. So what does this mean for a company like Cumberland? And I ask that, Silvergate, for example, Capital, which is a Fed-regulated crypto bank, has surged something like 25% just since the start of this week, really on this stablecoin report and this idea that there's an urging of Congress to regulate issuers of stablecoins like, well, banks. You yourself are a regulated entity. You're working with institutional investors, for example. So just given the fact that we are starting to see at least a little more clarity around where regulations in this country could go, what does it mean for you?
I think it gives us a better roadmap on how we could interact with our counterparties at scale. Largely who we're trading with are the entities that look for regulatory guidance and assurities that if they were to enter the crypto space that they were following the rules and that the regulators would approve of their activity. So anytime we see something like the President Working Group report or we see clarity from the SEC in the form of an ETF approval, we see increased interest in the asset class. We see our participants coming in to look for ways to deploy capital, look for our insights on how to create businesses. And as a result, that puts us in a position where we're able to, I think, grow our business along with the growth of the market overall.
Yeah, in terms of the growth of the market overall, Michael Saylor yesterday making comments about Bitcoin and why MicroStrategy has bet so big on that cryptocurrency, but not entered into any of the other coins in that space. We saw Senator Loomis on CNBC earlier today basically saying that Bitcoin is here to stay. A lot of others potentially aren't, that's the standard. We saw Ether, which is the other kind of big name in the market right now at record highs again today. So what does that potential shakeout or consolidation look like when you look across all these different coins, especially when there are things like meme coins that are surging on a daily basis?
Yeah, that's a great question, and it's one we ask ourselves on a daily basis. What I think is important to do as you move into the crypto space is to understand the actual use cases and the purpose of the asset. Bitcoin represents a great store of value. Ether, Solana, DOT, and other layer 1 protocols that represent the ability to disintermediate via smart contracts kind of represents another idea. And I think when you look to find opportunities, you should look for those opportunities that change the way we do business in the world and move us forward.